Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to this afternoon's session that's entitled Franchisee Success Panel. A few housekeeping notes before we begin. We encourage you to submit any questions that you may have during the presentation via the Q&A box on your screen. And if there is time at the end, the panel will answer your questions. Also note that the information provided in the session is not legal or business advice. Each attendee should consult their own legal and business advisors for advice on how this information works for you and your business goals. So now I'm pleased to introduce today's moderator, Ken LeBlanc from propertyguys.com, and he will also introduce his panel. So Ken, over to you.
Thank you very much, Lou. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for doing this, the panel. We're excited to have a wide group of franchisees on today's panel. And I want to thank you guys very much for taking the time for the CFA and obviously for your fellow franchisees, and of course to represent your brands and the hundreds of viewers we have with us today. Vincent, new kid on the block. I understand you're very new to franchising. In fact, like a couple months ago in the middle of the pandemic, buying a franchising must have been very, very interesting in this climate. Tell us a little bit about your background.
So my background pretty much is food and beverage. I was director at the Granite Club and stuff like that, long hours. I decided, just like the rest of the panel here, to start working for myself. And about a year ago, started looking into franchises, various franchises. And I settled on Inspiration Learning Center just based on their plan, the way they go about business. And yeah, so I'm excited. Well, we're a couple of weeks away from opening. So yeah, I'm excited.
So you recently just signed. I mean, obviously you were probably looking at this before the pandemic hit in March. So nothing is cool then? Nothing scared you on that? Just
no, I got more excited in a sense where I think online and tutoring is going to be more important, as the kids and students will be passed on to the next grade and likely won't understand the new curriculum in the next following year, right? So this is where this is exciting.
Huge opportunity for you. No, definitely. Yeah. Starting in the middle of a pandemic, what are the challenges? I'm sure they're quite different. None of us have experienced that. So what's that like for you?
Well, I guess everyone was in COVID mode as far as contractors and whatnot. And then when things start opening, they're swamped. So getting hold of contractors, trying to get people to come in for quotes and estimates. I got a lot of help from the franchisors there because of their connections and past contractors they've used. That's helped a lot of support from Joel and Angel. And yeah, that's basically what it's been. I mean, permits and whatnot, I have no issues with that kind of stuff, but just getting signage up, getting contractors to come in. They're trying to stretch out 2 or 3 jobs at one time, and that's sort of frustrating.
Did the model have to change any? I mean, obviously bringing students into a classroom, or is it all virtually? Did you have to pivot any of that? Were you expecting any of that change?
Well, what we're going to expect is the limits to amount of students that can come in at one time. Also, yes, we're definitely going to be concentrating on the virtual and online, which is a new pillar for this franchise. So that's that's something to look forward to as well. Yeah, just with COVID, it's just about with children, how we're going to deal with that kind of stuff. Signing sort of waivers as you enter, and all of that stuff was provided by the franchise, which is great. It comes really handy, so I can focus on getting things started.
Awesome. Vincent, I shouldn't assume that, but I would assume most of your stuff around preparation and getting ready for the launch and that, so I'm sure your days slammed with that. But what else would you say a day in the life of Vincent will be eventually once all this post launch happens for you? What's your day going to look like?
Well, I'm excited about it. I think we're going to be, let's see how the online works as well. But during the summer, we would have summer camps and it'd be a full day scenario. And then during the school year, it's a mid-afternoon start. I'd go in a couple hours early, of course, take care of business, finances, paperwork and whatnot, so that I'm ready for when the students arrive, typically from 4 o'clock on to roughly 8 or 9 o'clock. And yeah, so it's only me, and I like to be hands-on anyways.
Right.
Yeah, and that's how I've always done my work anyway. So I like to be right involved so I can gauge everything.
Perfect, perfect. Well, I'm going to get you to shut your eyes, Vincent, and dream of the perfect day. What does a great day for Vincent look like in the franchising world?
Well, for me, like I just described, as far as the personal part, I'd like to work out in the morning, have my meal, And like I said, go in with a fresh mind to deal with the paperwork and don't procrastinate because things will pile up. And yeah, answer phone calls, meet with parents, do that social media stuff, make sure it's updated, and keep thinking what else I can do next.
Okay. Vincent,
That's it.
I'm sure, obviously, fresh off being a new franchisee, what's your top advice for a fellow new franchisee just starting out? What is something you would like to share with them?
Well, basically, first of all, I would get into something that you enjoy doing and you could picture yourself enjoy doing. Yes, you do your homework. It's got to be something that will make you happy down the road as well. Yeah, and just do your homework. I mean, like I was looking at 4 or 5 different franchises, and as I met the people, when I met Angel, the way she is, her organization, the way she thinks, I felt very comfortable. It wasn't a founder that's on the golf course every day, but she's in the office and there when I call her. So those are the kind of things I would do. Realize in yourself what kind of a relationship can you have with this franchise or the other franchisees or the franchisor, of course. So those are very important things for me.
Were you driven to looking for something in the education field, or just that was the connection that drove you into that industry?
Well, my kids have been taking with tutors since they were like 4 years old, and I knew that that's the way the world was moving anyways. Nowadays, getting into to university and whatnot is very tough. My kids come home with homework, and I don't even know if it's French or English. You know, it's just like a different language, right? So
Right.
it's definitely something that I know that people were going to utilize, and it's going to be the way the future goes. So that was something I was really concentrating on.
Awesome.
And I love the business plan. So that would have
Yeah.
everything for me.
Yeah, I think you checked all the box, and like you said, it's something that you love doing, and you're driven to it. You saw the need, and then obviously signed up for it. So I think that's an important aspect to have franchise as a franchisee, to have some type of drive and passion for what you're doing, because then it won't be a job. It'll be something that you enjoy doing every day, right?
From experience, there was a couple of weeks of vetting meetings, which was great for me because not only they're interviewing me, but I'm interviewing them. I get to meet them, understand their ways and what their thoughts are, and they ask about my future and what I plan on doing. And again, they gave me a full list of all the other franchisees for me to contact and talk to, which was great because again, getting their view is very important, right? Yeah,
I would agree. Vincent, what's the scariest part?
yeah, pretty much the same thing. You're putting your savings or some money aside. That could be your retirement money. You're making big decisions. Then again, my mentality is if the business is going to fail, it's my fault. Be involved. Very important, right? So that was the main thing. I knew I can commit the time to it. And that was the most scariest part for me.
To everyone, great job. I think the audience could listen to the advice and the experience for the next 2 hours. So thank you very much. And maybe when we're back in Atlantic Province, that's doing one of our CFA shows, we'll have you back post-COVID and how you guys are doing. So great job again to
Great.
Ken from propertyguys.com as a moderator, our other Ken from Pure Clean, Vincent, who is a brand new franchisee with Inspiration Learning, and of course our power couple from out west, Lindsay and Jared from Get in the Loop Local. So thank you so much. Really appreciate everything you've done and everything you said today. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
everyone.
Bye
Take
now.
care. See
Thank
you.
you. So just to let you know that our next seminar will begin at 2:05. So in about 10 minutes or so, and the topic will be business plans and financial literacy. So the next 10 minutes, if you're just here with us on this session, please go to our expo hall and visit the exhibitors and ask them the tough questions. How do the franchisees feel about your brand, and see if you can see yourself as one of the franchisees of the great exhibitors we have in our show today. So do that. We'll see you back in about 10 minutes. Again, on behalf of CFA, thank you to our panel, and thank you all for attending.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye now.